And we are live. Educators, parents, everyone who is interested in having the highest grade quality conversations around issues in education, we're back. Educators House. You've waited long enough. For many of us, it's winter. For many of us, it's cold out there. But at Educators House, we are putting the feet to the fire in this season, and we're getting straight to work. Season 4, Episode 1, Donald J. Trump. Inauguration, education, predictions. I've watched the inauguration speech, and I checked it twice to find out if he's going to be naughty or nice. Here's everything in its entirety that he said specifically about education in his inauguration speech.
And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly.
What do I think about it? I don't think much about it. I still remain neutral. It's hard to tell. I think this is just political grandstanding. I don't think there's any depth or any meat in this statement for us to take. It is a small fraction of the entire set of his priorities that he laid out during the inauguration speech. And as of this recording, there is not a single executive order that explicitly deals in education. There are some things about transgenderism, which is going to find its way into the classroom. There was an order about DEI employees, which is going to find its way into the school system. So there will be some auxiliary. There's some issues of immigration, which is going to make its way into the school system. So we see these auxiliary things. But before, on the campaign trail, he talked big talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion, about voucher programs, about ending the Department of Education, and more. But none of that made it in his first few days of the dozens upon dozens of executive orders that he signed. It didn't make it in his inauguration speech, his first formal statement as president of the United States. So perhaps things are not going to change as much as I thought. So in this first conference, I want to talk about a few things. The inauguration itself. What are your thoughts? Number 2, issues in education. And I want to spend a segment of our time talking about the Department of Education itself. I think I have figured out how he could actually dismantle it. So I'm going to roll out my thoughts on that. And then thirdly, I want to talk about predictions. Is this just going to be more of the same and we're not going to see significant disruption in education? Or is he just waiting for the dust to settle? And quietly, there may be some significant changes for those of us who are really paying attention. So welcome back, season 4. I'm excited that you guys are here, and I'm excited to roll out our a highlight of the areas that we plan to go in this season. So after we finish on this particular issue of politics in the month of February, it makes the most sense to talk about diversity. So we're going to tackle DEI and other inclusion issues. In the month of March, we're going to talk about technology. One of my favorite conferences is going to be about the issues of screen time and the impact on our very youngest. Then in the month of April, I want to get into health and wellness, not only nutritional health, but also mental health. So I'm excited to see what conferences come up there. Then in the next month, we want to talk about business as it intersects education. I'm excited that more and more of us are moving out of the classroom and looking at entrepreneurial opportunities. And then finally, the last month, I believe it's going to be June, February, March, April, May, June. We're going to deal with some special topics, and I have some special guests lined up for that as well. So it's going to be a good one. And I'm glad that you're excited to join me on this journey. So put your seatbelts on and let's get right to work. I will see you on Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern for our live conference, or you can check our socials LinkedIn, Instagram, YouTube for clips and highlights and ways to support our mission. We'll see you there. Peace.